Now, one trend that I have seen amongst some developers is that they create these folders BLL, which stands for Business Logic Layer, and DAL, which stands for Data Access Layer. And then they refer to their application as having three-tiered architecture. This statement is fundamentally wrong. For the starter, layers are not tiers. Tiers are about the physical distribution of your software. So, when you distribute different pieces of your software to different machines, that means you have multi-tiered architecture. As an example, web applications often have three-tiered architecture. So we have the client machine, where the browser is running, we have the web server, and we have the database server. Now, of course, all of these can be on the same machine, but they can also be distributed to different machines. So this is tiers. Now, a layer is something conceptual. It's something in the developer's head. A folder is not a layer. Neither is a project. A layer represents a group of classes and packages that share the same responsibility. So in the classic layered architecture, we have the presentation layer, we have the business logic layer, and the data access layer. Now, what I want to point out here is that adding these BLL and DAL folders in your application or separating your project into multiple projects doesn't mean you have proper, clean, and decoupled architecture. If the high-level modules are not dependent upon the low-level modules, and they both are dependent upon abstractions, then yes, you can claim that you have a clean, decoupled architecture. So these BLL and DAL folders or separate projects do not stop you from having high-level modules that are dependent upon low-level modules. So what matters here is the direction of dependency between your classes, not folders, not projects. So in the example in the last lecture, before applying the dependency inversion principle, our repository interface was in the persistence package, which is like the DAL package. With that structure, our controllers package or controllers module was dependent upon a low-level module. So don't think that simply adding a folder in your project or splitting your project into multiple assemblies immediately gives you a clean, decoupled architecture. That's not true at all. Now, if you want to learn more about this topic, I have written a blog post that you can find on the address on the screen. So that brings us to the end of this section. If you have been watching the course up to this point, I want to congratulate you for your determination. And I'm sure with this determination, by the end of watching this course, your coding skills will be an entirely new level. So have a break and get ready for the next challenge.